What's up, Cowboy Nation, Cowboy Headquarters, and America's team? And welcome to Saturday's Sit Down, straight barbershop talk. Give it up. How's everybody doing on this Saturday morning? I got to put these on. I wasn't going to wear these. I got to put these on just so I can get my sound together. I know these are ugly Pittsburgh Steelers looking headsets, but they work. They work. Anyway, so y'all know why I'm here this morning. Y'all know why I am here this morning. And I really don't need this. But y'all know who I am. Let's do this on the go. How about that? Let's do this on the go. And let's do this here. That's it. We don't need that. You guys know who I am. I am G, the number one Cowboy fan in Hampton. So listen, before I get started, I gotta say this before we get started. Big shout out to all our subscribers and all those that follow this podcast, and big shout out to all those that have come over from the TikTok. Give it up. We had a dynamic show on our live stream on last Wednesday. On What's Up Wednesday, it was a great show with PR Cowboy, Cowboys Champ, and Miss Fleabug, and we had a lot of comments that was posted in the comment section that we had a chance to talk about, and I want to give a big shout out to everybody that participated on What's Up Wednesday. This is when we come together in the Cowboy Huddle and talk Cowboy talk. Now, again, this is not mainstream media. This is straight barbershop talk where we come together and we'll voice our opinion. Now, and I always say it's okay to agree to disagree when we are not going to hold anybody accountable or hold anybody subject because of the way they think about our Dallas Cowboys. So again, this is that show where all the fanatics come together and we voice our opinion. So give it up. Yeah. So I got a story real quick. And I know, guys, listen, it's okay, but it's not okay. So I get up this morning, my granddaughter, she's up and around and getting ready to eat breakfast this morning. Armani, she's full of energy. I think you guys met her not long ago, but she's full of energy. She, runs around here, pom, 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 pom. Well, then the baby girl, my baby, Papa G's little baby, Zaya, she gets up. So her mom's in the kitchen and fixing them breakfast. And knowing this, and all this is Cowboy fan base. Give it up. So as I walked into the kitchen to pour myself a cup of Joe, surprisingly, I look over to the left and I look over to the right and I look down, and this is what I saw. That's what I saw, folks. Yeah. To my daughter, I said, you really know how to upset me early in the morning. She said, well, Dad, it's been so long. It's okay, but you were born when we won a Super Bowl. And even though you haven't seen one since, but it's a family tradition. Well, Daddy, no, we will not. So you know what I did? I took that shirt right off my grandbaby. I took it right off, and she walked around here with shirtless. Give it up. I don't care that the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders are playing this weekend, but what you're not going to do as my daughter is brainwash my grandbabies. It's a family tradition. And I say that, and I think everybody that's watching this show, y'all know it's a family tradition, but I know where you are right now because of the latest news. Brian Schottenhiemer has been hired as the head coach for the Dallas Cowboys football team. Now I know you guys have these mixed emotions, and again, I say the same thing. This would have not been my first pick. I would have, if we're gonna stay in house like that, I would have said Mike Zimmer as the head coach to oversee and manage this team. But a lot of us are upset because it's Brian Schottenheimer. Well, here's an article that was written about Brian, and let's get into this a little bit. So, after it's been reported, after the Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys couldn't reach an agreement to retain coach Mike McCarthy, owner Jerry Jones chose a successor from within and promoted offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer to coach in a move that would have been seen as a stunning as recently as a few days ago. The Cowboys said they agreed to contract terms Friday evening and will formally introduce Schottenheimer as the franchise 10th coach as at the news conference Monday, but I think they're having one on today, if I'm not mistaken. Schottenheimer, 51, had not been widely regarded as a head coaching candidate during this NFL hiring cycle until he emerged in recent days as a leading contender for the Cowboys job. He was the veteran assistant coach and the son of Marty Schottenheimer, the late former coach of the Cleveland Browns, Kansas City Chiefs, Chargers, and were based in San Diego and Washington. Now, Brian has coached in the NFL and in the college since 1997, but has no head coaching experience. And he joined the Cowboys in 2022 as a coaching analyst and was their offensive coordinator under McCarthy over the past 2 seasons. He interviewed Tuesday and Wednesday for the coaching job. Give it up for Brian Schottenheimer. Now, what I'm not going to do, man, I mean, it's rightly deserved that this man deserved a interview. And it's rightly deserved for him to have a head coaching job. And anybody that thinks otherwise is, basically seeing it in a one-track mind. Now, I mean, maybe you don't want to see Brian Schottenheimer with the Cowboys, but he deserves an interview, and he's been in the league long enough to where he's able to retain a head coaching job. Same thing with Jason Garrett. We went that route with Jason Garrett, did we not? So again, I know a lot of us are upset and we're angry because of the move that has been made, but I'm not angry at Brian Schottenheimer. Why should I be mad at Brian? If anybody to be upset with, be upset with Jerry. But again, let me say this. Why are we so surprised? Why are we surprised that Jerry has done something that he's always have done in the past? Yeah, that was Aaron Glenn. That was Ben Johnson. There's a lot of other candidates out there. But Jerry did exactly what he has done in the past. And I want to say this here. So we act, shocked that Jerry did this. But again, this is what we do. Let me ask this question. How did Washington Commanders become better? How did the Washington Commanders become, and then they're really not that good, but same thing with Detroit. This is a year of hearing about teams that haven't been relevant in years past. So, and I understand that we want to be there, but not only aren't we there, but the 49ers are not there. They didn't make it. These are two teams that's usually there on a yearly basis. So it's okay that we're not there. And it's okay for the Washington Commanders to shine. It's okay for the Detroit Lions to shine because they haven't been there in years. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to win the Super Bowl. But we know Detroit is probably one and done. That's it. It's a wrap. Their defense coordinator's been taken and their offense coordinator's been taken. So they might not even get close again. That was an opportunity. And this might be Washington opportunity. I don't know. But again, how did the Washington Commanders change? They changed because Dan Snyder sold the team. Let me ask this question. What was the reason the Raiders were so terrible in recent years or past years? The years before, where Raiders never could win. They haven't won recently as well, but they're doing better. Why was it that the Raiders were so bad as far as not reaching championships, not reaching the Super Bowl? You know why? Because of Al Davis. And something that you might not be aware of, Al Davis and Jerry Jones were very, very good friends. Al Davis was here before Jerry Jones. So that should tell you something right there. So, again, welcome, Brian Schottenhiemer. I'm not mad at Brian Schottenheimer. Also, welcome to Matt Eberflus. I think that's the way you speak to spell his name. But let's talk about Matt. Matt's been here before. Matt has been here before. He actually worked with D Ware. If you didn't know, he worked with DeMarcus Ware. He was part of Rob Ryan's defense. He worked with Anthony Spencer. He was also part of the Ron Marinelli defense as well. So he was the one that came in and changed the 3-4 to a 4-3. So he had some players in place with D Ware, my son, Brandon Williams, and Anthony Spencer, to where both of these players were double-digit sack machines. D Ware and Anthony Spencer, yeah. Now, listen, I know as humans, we could be the worst at when it comes to change. We are the worst. Sometimes we just do not like change, but we knew change was coming, and this is where we are. But again, welcome, Brian. Welcome, Matt. Give it up. I mean, why should we show a cold shoulder to these coaches? All we can do is give them a chance and see what happens. Now, as far as an offensive coordinator, I don't know what we're going to do with the offensive coordinator. But guys, why are we so surprised? But let me share this with you. And you guys probably heard me say this before. Right now, I want to share this. I want to show you something what we got going on. So right now, we have a situation in Dallas. We have over $31 million in dead money that we have to figure out what we're going to do and how we're going to go about doing it. It says Cowboys already have $31 million in unavailable cap space for 2025, as much as $48 million. Yeah, let me go through this here real quick. So with that being said, you have defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence would count $7.44 million against the cap in 2025. We have Zach Martin that would count $10.6 million against the 2025. We even got Brandon Cooks that's going to count $4 million against the cap in 2025. And here's the doozy right here. $8.7 million to Michael Gallup. That's not even here. And these are just some of the players that we have to pay money to in 2025. So we're talking about dead money. This is dead money that not only that the players that are here here now, but we have to pay out money. We have to pay $3 million to Zeke, and he's not here anymore. We have a lot. We still have to pay Dorrance Armstrong. We got to pay him. We still got to pay Boss Man Fat $750,000. We still have to pay who else is out there? There's a lot of players out there that we have to pay money to that no longer plays on this team. Yeah. So that's part of the problem that we have going on. Yeah. So we're talking about almost $48 million that's unavailable already. And this is reported by Cowboys Wire for the 2025 season. But not only that, you have, I think it's $84 million that's on the injury reserve list that has that's money that's accounted for. Okay. We have, I think, 25 to 30 something free agents that we have to figure out who we're keeping and who we're releasing. We have Michael Parsons that probably needs to be signed, or if he's going to be franchised. And then we have Dak that's going to make $60 million this season, not last season. This contract just starts this season. Okay, so I understand what you're saying. I was more for having Mike Zimmer as the head coach. If you're going to do in-house, have Mike Zimmer as head coach, and then making Marty, offensive coordinator. Then, Al Harris as the defensive coordinator. Well, Al Harris, I don't think he's here anymore, and I don't think Mike Zimmer is here anymore. So this is where I'm kind of a little baffled why they go this route. But again, we see why he didn't allow Mike Zimmer to be the head coach, because Mike Zimmer don't take the BS. Mike Zimmer is one that's going to want to do things his way. He's another Jimmy Johnson. He's another Bill Parcells. And Jerry don't want those type of coaches here. He does not want those type of coaches. He wants a coach to where he can put in place to where he can co-coach with the coach. This is Jerry, y'all. We seen this. The times that we had an opportunity to be great, those coaches that we had, they both left. So it's a no-brainer. This is not rocket science. This is how this man and this front office runs this team. So again, I'm baffled why they did. Well, and I'm not baffled, but I understand why he didn't bring Mike Zimmer. Like Mike Zimmer said, he's tired of being overlooked, and he's not going to hang around if somebody else get the head coach and he's not going to do that. But this is where we are. So let me explain this to you. This is the reason they stayed in-house. Brian Schottenhiemer is familiar with Dak Prescott. You got a $240 million quarterback that basically has created, and you can say what you want. Oh, he didn't create. Yes, he did. This guy and his contract, and not nothing against Dak, because, hey, Todd France, his agent, worked his magic against Jerry Jones. Get that money, Dak. I don't blame you. I'm not mad at Dak for getting the money as he worked. I really don't think so. But again, hey, his agent finessed Jerry Jones and got him the money with no trade clause. So now you have this multi-million-dollar quarterback sitting over here, and which is still doesn't make sense. But you bring Brian in because the familiarity that he has with Dak and knowing what he can and cannot do. Now, is Brian going to call the offensive play? I hope not. I'm hoping that Brian is only here to manage the team as a head coach. Now, what that means is they might bring in an offense coordinator. I'm not sure if Brian is going to pick his offensive coordinator or if Jerry's going to pick. And it looks like Jerry is the one that's doing all this hand picking. He's doing all the hand picking. And again, I always said, if you're going to hire a head coach, you have to allow that head coach to bring his own staff. But because Brian has never been a head coach, he has no staff. So this opens the door for the director of player personnel, Stephen Jones, to handpick Brian Schottenheimer's coaches. But again, the reason that they're doing this is because of all the moving pieces that they have out there with this organization, and to bring a coach from the outside to have to deal with all this someone that's unfamiliar what direction they're going, what they have laying on their desk, not knowing, it would been probably, I would say it would be overwhelming. And then at the same time, trying to prepare for voluntary OTAs and then mandatory OTAs and then the training camp, then the draft, and you don't know none of these players. So nothing against Brian Schottenheimer, guys. Just the same way we gave Jason Garrett a shot, 8 years of nothing. Maybe Brian would be better than Jason Garrett. And he is the son of Marty Schottenheimer, and I'm sure that he have learned some things. And it's also been reported that Jerry reached out to Pete Carroll to inquire about Brian Schottenheimer, and Pete Carroll's like, well, wait a minute, what about me? But Jerry knew who he wanted. If it wasn't Jerry, it was Steven. They knew who they wanted. Not that I agree with the choice, but at the same time, I understand why they did what they did with this $240 million quarterback. You just don't want anybody coming in and changing the whole game and trying to change the style of the way Dak Prescott plays the game. Okay. So again, guys, all we can do is just, sit back and watch as we've been doing the last 30 years. I mean, this is nothing new, but what we can say, Kellen Moore, no more. And I know some of you guys were actually endorsing Kellen Moore, and I understand that, but for me, in my opinion, I just don't think that Kellen Moore could command the locker room. I just don't think he has that in him. I mean, we're talking about accountability, and which we felt that Mike McCarthy had a problem with holding players accountable on this offense. So Kellen Moore right now, yeah, we know he's an offensive coordinator for Philadelphia and everything. But again, I keep saying there's a difference from being a offensive coordinator and a head coach. A lot more responsibility, if y'all understand what I'm saying. But here we are. Like I said, I had a couple of notes down here. So, and this is what I want to say. So today, I know I'm doing this video before the press conference. Now, I was told there was supposed to be a press conference today, but it's been reported on by mainstream media that it's going to be Monday, but I think it's going to be at 11. So we have to see what happens at the 11 o'clock a.m. press conference Central Time today. But the question is, guys, here we are, and the choice is yours. Either you're going to ride with the Cowboys or you're going to jump off. The choice is yours. And no one is, bending your arm or holding you against your will, because we all have a choice of what we want to do. I'm sticking with my Cowboys. I mean, it is what it is. I don't know no other team. I don't know no other home team. Now, my other team that I root for is the Houston Texans, because they're here in Texas. That's just the way I was raised. It's a tradition. And then my daughter putting this Philadelphia Eagles shirt on my granddaughter. We don't do that. And I know what you're saying about me, but it's okay. But, I'm not that harsh. But if that's what they want to do. But not in my household, you won't. But yeah, the choice is yours, guys. Yours. You decide what you want to do. Now all we can do is wait and see where we go from here as far as the position coaches being added. D. Ware did mention that he would love to coach in the league. So don't be surprised if you see DeMarcus Ware on this defensive side of the ball with Matt. Give it up. I mean, we're ready to jump off the cliff, and we're ready to take out, wood and all that stuff. Chill, everybody. Just chill. Let's see. I mean, I would be at the training camp again, so there's going to be something totally new. So if you want to know how this team is going to operate, show up at the training camps. Show up at the training camps. And let's see how, because I'm going to tell you, the way Mike McCarthy ran his training camps, I'm like, what is this, recess? Oh, so anyway, yeah, that's where we are, guys. I don't held you long enough, so I got to get ready for this this press conference. I guess it's going to show today. I guess it'll be on NFL Network. We'll get a chance to see what happens. But again, guys, the choice is yours. But what I'm going to do, what I am going to say, somebody got to get Jerry Jones off the crap table, because he's been crapping out for the last 30 years. So I did say once before, I did say this in one earlier video, I said, we them boys, no more. Well, we'll just have to see. All right, everybody. I appreciate you guys taking time to hang out with me and hearing what I had to say. Again, this is straight barbershop talk. Just my opinion on like Dallas Cowboys. And again, do me a favor, make sure you hit the like button, share this video, and also comment down below and tell me what you think about, 2025. And again, I said the moves that we make in 2025 could be the beginning of the end of the Cowboys dynasty. We just have to see. We'll have to see how this thing plays out. But again, guys, thank y'all for being a part of the Cowboy Huddle podcast, man. Again, I can't thank you guys enough for being and supporting this channel off of YouTube. Again, and I'll use that. All of you that have came from over to TikTok, thank you as well. And also, I'm going to do a live on TikTok today. I'm going to do a live. See what everybody's thinking. I know we're going to get some trollers, but that's cool. But we're going to talk about it on TikTok as well. So that's on the Cowboy Huddle on TikTok. Let me see if I can find that real quick. And so you guys will know exactly where we are. So is that it? Cowboys Huddle, TikTok, and the Cowboys Huddle podcast Facebook. So yeah, make sure you go to those channels as well. But anyway, I have held you guys long enough. I got things to do. Enjoy your rest of your weekend. Stay warm. And like I always say, continue to stay safe and be blessed.